The burden doesn't get any lighter whether you call it bags or luggage. Let's do this. Some of you may have noticed that there are people out there who refuse to call themselves atheists even though they don't believe in God. There are certainly plenty of self-declared agnostics out there who avoid the word atheism as though it were radioactive. And I can only assume this is because of the amount of baggage attached to the word. Let's face it, atheists are one of the most distrusted minorities out there, and why anyone would want to be associated with a minority willingly is kind of bogglesome. Unless, of course, it's a cause worth fighting. And I think that's why many people prefer the term agnostic. It lets them declare they have no belief in God while getting them out of having to be part of the fight, while avoiding the stigma of the atheist label. How many of you remember that story often told by Richard Dawkins about the guy whose mother said, "Not believing in God was one thing, but an atheist?" Yeah, there's definitely disgrace attached to the word in the cultural zeitgeist. But the fact is that being an agnostic does not get you out of being an atheist, and it never will. So long as you don't believe in God, so long as you're not a theist, you're an atheist. That's what atheist means, not a theist. You can't separate agnosticism from atheism unless you're an agnostic theist, someone who does believe in God, but doesn't have any knowledge to back up that position. So despite your desire to stay out of the conflict, calling yourself an agnostic doesn't manage it. You're still a non-believer, you're still an atheist. That's just how it is, like it or not, stigma or not. And this doesn't really change your position even a tiny bit, but it does mean that you might just want to grow a pair instead of hiding behind terminology in order to avoid conflict. Just saying. Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. You might also enjoy my webcomic, The Adventures of Kinneara Baxter. You'll find a link in the info bar, along with a link to my Zazzle store. Buy a t-shirt today. Sector Control reminds you that rating videos is the duty of all citizens.